Here, 2, 1, and hello, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. We were just sitting here laughing, and I almost lost track of time. So come on in. Say hello to our presenters, Amanda and Deborah.
Hey, everybody. Please feel free to throw comments in there. We can see them. I discovered, duh. We'll answer back and forth as best as we can. And Casey will be sharing the link to our presentation too. Oh, I'm new to Wakelet. Whoa, welcome to the world of Wakelet.
Whoa, is this the same link you sent me the other day for your presentation? Because
Yeah,
I
it
don't
should
see I don't
be.
see it in the private chat.
Hang on, I'll put it back in.
Okay. If not, it's on
You see
the
it now?
I see it. It's on the website, the Google site.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to put this in the chat for everyone. This is their presentation. We're going to get started
Hey,
in
Steve.
15 seconds. We're going to get started in 15 seconds. 15
Whee!
seconds.
My other Z is here.
Okay.
Hello, Katie.
I call Deb and Amanda the dynamic duo because they present at so many library conferences, and then they are the Wakelet queens. I'm so glad that they are here because I still want to use Wakelet, and they have really convinced me that Wakelet can be used in so many different ways for educators. So, without further ado, I'm going to present to both of you. uh, I'm sorry, Amanda Hunt, Deb Seaman. I'm gonna disappear. I'm gonna take it away because see, I'm gonna start
Bye.
laughing.
Well, welcome everybody. I'm so glad you're here. I am Deb Zeman, library media specialist in the Dallas-Fort Worth area middle school, because Amanda convinced me to go to middle school. This is my 23rd year in education. I've been using Wakelet. I've lost track for 5 years. I don't know. And all you'll ever hear me talk about is Wakelet, Wakelet, Wakelet. And here is my library bestie.
Hey everybody, my name is Amanda Hunt, also known as the Next Gen Librarian. I am a middle school librarian, the best age, y'all, in South Central Texas. And I got involved with Wakelet during the pandemic because I found that it is so versatile and you can use it in so many different ways to curate information. And so I got really involved in it during that time and haven't really stopped since. So we are so excited to be here to talk to you guys about it, especially all of those in the chat saying this is brand new to them. So yay, welcome.
Yeah. Now, the one thing we want to tell everybody is when you first use Wakelet, just play.
Yeah.
Get used to it, how it all works. Some of the stuff you're going to see, especially when I show the student ambassador program, and digital portfolios, I call that Wakelet 3000. Don't want that. It's true. I don't want that to scare you off, but that is where you're really pulling in the kids and using them. You'll see, I can show my portfolio. Amanda will show you how we've done it, but I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully this works. And let's see. I'm going to tell me if you can see. Whoops. That. Can you see it?
No.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to change it to another.
There we go.
I am sorry. We're supposed to be the tech queens, and of course, jeez.
Okay, hang on. Free. Oh, I love that question.
Hang on. I'm going to stop and try again. Let's see if this works. Okay.
Wakelet is free.
Yes. FREE.
Free.
They do now have Wakelet for schools, districts. That is a whole different thing. I believe there's some extra features. That becomes like a premium. Okay. Tell me if you can see that. Can you see it?
Yep.
It's a miracle. Okay. So let me make that bigger. Okay. So here we go. Making waves in the library program. We've included our information right here. This is where you can find us basically everywhere. Goodreads, Clubhouse, Wakelet, Instagram, and then of course Amanda's on everything. I aspire to be like her with TikTok. I do random TikToks, but not whatever. So I'll get started. I'll show you some of the things. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. So we've done our little business cards. Our links to Twitter are there, so you can jump in and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. I think our handles are basically the same. We always follow back. We're constantly posting things out there, especially I always tweet and post stuff on Instagram about things I'm doing with Wakelet. So we'll start with Amanda's. I'm going to click on orientation.
So one thing about Wakelet that we love to use is to curate information. So when Deb and I are presenting, or we're doing a chat, like a Twitter chat, or we're doing a Clubhouse chat, we like to just throw links on there. So that's like a very basic way to use Wakelet. Okay. And so this is something that I wanted to share because it is a blog that I had done on library orientation. So obviously we're gearing up for that. I don't know when everyone goes back to school, or if you're, getting ready. Yeah. You want to get the kids in the library and do some orientation of your policies and procedures. And I like to do it in lots of different fun ways. So I did a blog on it with lots of different suggestions and links and how you guys can do it as well, if that's something that you're interested in. Yes. And Wakelet Community Week, they're great. Yes. Like, this company is amazing. And in the resources that they share out and how you guys can get involved. And so after you were saying, if you play around with it and you find you really like it, you're using it with the kids, and you want to apply to be a Wakelet ambassador, they are such a supportive company to do that with. They give you all the tools you need to learn how to use it. And then they'll send you some swag. And so that's the cool thing about Wakelet too.
And you can definitely go back 3 years and see all the community weeks and everything that's out there. And it's constantly changing. What I presented 3 years ago compared to what I presented this year, it's just a game changer. It's upped. I've upped the ante. So that is one of Amanda's. I did this year. I am still a paper and pen kind of a girl. But I was like, all right, Wakelet has the column feature. So what I did was I went along with another librarian, and I went and curated by month. So as you can see, anything I'm going to be using in August is here. I got from Amanda Jones, and I did a 40-book challenge. So I've taken all my resources and I've put it in there. Women's Independence Day. That is a Wakelet inside of this Wakelet. Think of, what's the movie Inception, where it's just a constant Wakelet and a Wakelet and a Wakelet. So I have that in there. Every month I do a Bunsey STEM calendar. So I put it in here as a reminder. Okay, I got to post it on my library Canvas course. Then I just take my notes. What do I need in here? What am I doing? What kind of activities? Again, that's all of my STEM activity calendars. You can click on there. And then something I got from our friend Fitz, the librarian. I believe they had a really cool idea. So I threw this in here just to remember for myself. And then as you can see here, my friend Brandy Mitchell, who is Mrs. Mitchell or CV middle school librarian, she created all these fun make and take graphics. So I just took them and I put them all in there. So as you can see, I go by month. There's September, October, November, and I have all collections that I need in there. Yes, it is like Padlet, but it's Padlet on crack. That's what I say, because you can do so many different things with it. Some of the examples you'll see, it's not just curate and throw it in there. I have digital breakouts that are in this collection. If you open it up, you can see, and I'll show them to you. So that's all the different things where there's Black History Month, International Women's Day, Poetry Month. I throw everything in there that I need, and I can just go in and constantly put in notes. Yes, it is a great way to do pick and pasting guide. I might have it in there. I don't remember if I did. I have lesson plans that I've done. You can do sub plans. I mean, that's the killer one is sub plans. You leave the QR code for the sub. The sub scans their phone and they can be a contributor and leave notes for you for each class period. So that's, again, there's that crazy.
I'm feeling that. Yeah. Because that's not an idea I'd use before. So that's awesome. Yeah.
And then I got this idea from my friend Amy Storer. She is Tech Amy. She works for Fried Ed Technology. I can't remember how to say it. So I went and I created Calming Room. And I took some ideas from her, and then I went out and I searched for more. And these are things that you can post and have your kids do. One of my favorites, I think it's called Sway. And with them having iPads, they can just go and, here it is right there, a Weave Silk. So if they have an iPad and you want them to have calming time, quiet time, and you can change colors. And I think it's more fun on an iPad. So I curated that, and that's all calming stuff. And you can add more. And I always make sure that when I put the link out there, that it's already been approved on the district side. So there's no problem getting in there. So I have drawing resources, breathing rooms, games, virtual tours. These kids love the live webcams for animals, or the ocean, or just an island where they can just sit and look at the beach. Social media calendar. Yeah, exactly. That's how you can build this in here by month. So that was my example of digital calming rooms. Then we have advocacy, especially with everything going on in our world today. When Carolyn and Becky and Nancy Jo started the Freedom Fighters, I went ahead and started a collection for them. And this is all what's in called the mood board. And I'll go every couple of weeks and I'll curate the tweets that are out there about fighting for freedom. I did not put it in columns. I did not do it by month. It's just the mood board. And when I'm talking about mood board, I'm talking right here is the little pencil. I can change the view. I can make it just media and it's just 111. I find that boring. Then you could do, there's the mood board. Then I could do columns, but again, then that's really involved and that takes forever. That's why I like this one where it's just, here's every tweet that has the hashtag freedom.
And it's great for when they do Freedom Friday and and it's a book recommendation. So then not only are you getting, all of the stuff on censorship about freedom, you're also getting book recommendations of things to add to your library, with all their being banned and all that stuff now.
Exactly. So. And, just resources that people share. And when they do that, that's what's good, because then Amanda has the Texans for the Right to Read. And again, that's another thing where you can add that and share it.
Yeah, so they are getting very involved right now. This is in Texas. I know not everybody here is in Texas, but this is something that is turning into a nonprofit in the wake of everything that is happening right now with book banning. And so they are starting to organize different groups in all of our big cities in Texas and looking for volunteerism and all the kind of information that you'll need to fight a book ban or a book challenge. So they have a lot of resources as well. So again, it was just a place to put, Deb had the header freedom. And of course, this is another company that I think of when I think of the Freedom Fighters and the Right to Read.
And curating those resources.
Yes.
One thing I did, we have on my campus we have an instructional technology specialist, but that person is only there maybe every 2 or 3 weeks. So being the ed tech librarian, all of that now falls onto me. So again, from my friend Amy, I got this idea where I can share all kinds, of resources that teachers may use. So I have graphic design, gamification, and then by subject. So sometimes if I'm on Twitter or I'm on Instagram and somebody provides a link to something that might fall under one of the core subjects or even just an elective, I can I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard. Right there. There's the W for the extension. I can go and say, okay, I need to go find resources. I find my collection, and then I can just save my bookmark right there. So instead of, as much as I love Google Keep, being able to just have it all shared, and then I can go back and slide it over to whichever one I need it to.
Yeah.
The other thing that's cool too is, yes, I have science where there's resources, but I'll also create a collection that just the science teachers, they don't have to go through everything. They can go and find all of their resources that I've curated for them.
I did the same thing using a Google Sites a few years ago for my district. I was kind of put in charge of curating all the librarians' resources and stuff. And had I known that, I don't know if this was available then, but I would have done it this way instead, because I feel like it's much more organized than a Google site that may not always show all of your tabs. So I like how easy it is to add on something like on a Wakelet like this, and keep it updated and up to date. I have to, instead of having to go and edit the site, find the links and embed them and all that stuff, this is much more user-friendly in the ways to use it and with your teacher.
And the thing that's great about Wakelet is it's a live document. So if you add or you take out, everybody sees it right then and there. And right here, you'll see, I'm going to zoom in just a little. You can paste in a website. You can type text. You can add images, bookmarks. I know for a fact I have something like 35,000 bookmarks. Don't think I'm that psychotic or crazy. When I curate Twitter chats, which will show you, that counts as a bookmark. But the thing that's really cool is I can go into all of my bookmarks and I can search and be like, I know I had a bookmark, whatever. I can just go and go, boop, and okay, look, reading challenges. If I wanted to add that to the advocacy, I can just click on it and it'll get added right away. So that's what's really nice. You can put in PDFs, and then, just so you know, there's tweets. You can do a Flipgrid short. That's like a game changer where you can have yourself as a librarian doing a review of a book. Right there, when you post information about the book, there's that. Links to YouTube. And the thing that's wonderful about this is when you click on a YouTube video in Wakelet, it plays right in the platform. They are not sent out to YouTube. You can even do safe tube, so you're not getting ads. Or what is it? Somebody told me between the T and the U and the B and the E, you put the dash, so there won't be any ads showing up. You can link it to your Google Drive, your OneDrive, and you can also link it to your Adobe. All right. Zinnia asked, do I have to email invite to everyone to contribute to one of my Wakelets, or can I share? Yes. You can share a link or a QR code where anybody that's clicking on it becomes an editor. And the thing that's really nice is they are editors. They can add, they cannot take away. So like Amanda and I in this presentation are both administrators. So we can change around things. And that's what's really good when you use it with kids as a back channel, or where they're adding their own collections. They can add, but they cannot take away. And you can also see when other people are in there too. So yeah, so the invite code is key, where you can do it both as QR code or as
so we're talking about on YouTube. So there's somebody asked, what is the way to avoid ads? I want to say there's safe tube, and then like between the T and the U and the B and the E on tube, you put a dash and it takes away the ads. So yeah, if you're unfamiliar with how to share those videos with your students, you can just Google how to watch YouTube without ads. And also a lot of times I'll download the video using a YouTube to MP4 file website, and then I'll embed them however I want using an MP4. I really like using a live doc. Great. Yes, it is. I've used Google Docs a lot of time before when I should have been using Wakelet. As far as the
Thank you, Katie. That's what we were looking for.
Thank you. Yes. And so this is my back to school newsletter. I got some of the ideas from Zinnia, who's in here right now. But yeah, so it's one I can put on there, and it's not, so I'll share this with my staff, but then I'll also share the Wakelet that has a lot of resources that they're looking for on here. And so that way, again, I can map it by subject. A lot of people on my campus have thought in the past that Wakelet or that the library is just for my ELA teachers. And that is not true, right? That's a misconception. Right. We're trying to fight constantly. And I have a lot of new staff this year, which I'm sure a lot of you do because of our turnover in education. And so putting this stuff out there for teachers, it lets them know who you are. And then it also gives them all these resources to show that I can help you in any core content or elective that we have on campus.
And a little side note, Wakelet partnered with Canva.
I was just going to say that.
So if you're in your collection and you want to add something, you can, let's see, I'm trying to think where it is. I think, nope, not there. I forget where it is. There is a way that you can add from Canva straight into your Wakelet. Yeah. So I think I might have done it with this when Amanda made this in Canva, shared the link with me, and I was able to go into my Canva account from Wakelet, and I was able to upload the image instead of downloading it. And can you do the same? Meet the librarian Wakelet to share with students? Yes. Yes. Now, again, that's just sharing the link. If you look up here, where is it? Because it's zoomed in. So when I hit on share, okay, you get, I'm presenting from two screens, so this is getting a little crazy. You can share the link where you can do a QR code. You can embed the link or just a regular one. Oh, look. And you can also send it to Classroom or Teams, which is, again, another game changer. And you can make it as a view, or when you're adding them as an editor, it will say, see, it's kind of, invite people to edit. So Amanda's already in there. I don't think you can see it because it's not going to scroll down, but you can limit it to it. And yes, Katie just shared, yes, you can change the order. I'm not using image dividers to help. Okay. Yeah. So that's, I mean, and then, so between Adobe, Canva, and then the other edition was something called Miro. I'm not familiar with it, but
no,
I bet it's a big hit. What else? Yep. Okay. So Amanda created her Canva and imported it in here. I just went and I created a menu using columns. Let's see if it works. So there, I just went and put everything that I do, and then I can start adding things. So if I was doing a presentation to my teachers, here's everything right there. Literacy and reading, enrichment, collaboration. And then underneath, I could add examples if I wanted to. And so I have it straight across. And then I discovered what the one means is how many resources I have underneath. Okay. What does not...
I think Allie asked, is it possible to share discrete columns in Wakelet? So you know how you have your columns, it should just go to the science and get the link and send it to your science department.
Yeah. It's easier doing it that way. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotta go. We're like running out of time. So much to show. Okay. Then we have book recommendations.
You don't need to click on those. Y'all know where book recommendations are, but it's just another way to show where you can get book recommendations.
So one thing I did at a previous district, I had a teacher who was teaching British literature, but was now teaching it as graphic novels, not the traditional literature. So he asked me for some help. So what this is called a space. And a space is, imagine it being like a file cabinet. And when you look at your dashboard over on the side, you have all spaces. So what I've done is, it's another type of portfolio. He told me the books that they were going to use. So I turned around, and what these all are collections based on the graphic novels that he was teaching. And I went and I created collections. So the graphic novel is just the one collection. And then these are all the links. But then I went, no, I kind of like making the space instead. So now these are the collections laid out for the kids. So when they're studying Persepolis, they can go there and get a whole bunch of different information about it, the author, book trailers, book talks, all of that kind of stuff. So it's, again, think of Wakelet as that one-stop shop where you can find everything.
And it takes your research with students to like another level, because how many times have we been talking to them about citing their sources and not stealing all this? This won't let them do that. You have to put everything you got from anywhere you went into this one collection, and that's how you can also check their sources, look at their work. And also a lot of things are changing now with research, right? We're now allowing them to make videos and to do, broadcasts and all these different forms of media to show what they've learned. And this is a great place to house all of that.
I'm going to actually, as we're talking, I'm going to throw this in here. I had taken it out and then I'm like, maybe I'll throw it back in. So speaking of resources, so you don't want them to go out onto the internet. Originally, I used to use Symbaloo. I don't use it anymore once I discovered Wakelet. So what I did was talk about resources. I only wanted them to go to the ones that I provided. So this is one example. Quickly, I'll throw it up there before we run out of time. We got 3 minutes left and we have so much things to show. So these are all the different resources that were vetted by me that the kids can now go and use. And the thing that was great is when I transferred them from Symbaloo to Wakelet, I was able to see what was outdated and what was fresh and new. Is there a difference? Yes. A Wakelet is just a collection, whereas a space is taking specific collections and sliding them over in there. So again, thinking of it like a file cabinet drawer. And if we have a second, I'll pull it up quick. I think we're running out of room. What else do we got? Book reviews.
Student portfolios. Are we going to get?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll scroll down that. Oh, I do my newsletter in here. You can click on that. Then, of course, we have the student portfolio. I helped co-write the student ambassador program. And these are just some examples. I'm going to pull Julie's up really, really quick so you can see. They get 5 tasks, and then the 6th one is their final portfolio. So here's what Julie's looks like. Actually, I should show you Honora's, not Julie's, because Honora's just constantly changes. She used the Canva integration. She did her header. She created all the different images for her headers, and that's what it ends up being. So here you can see she's got the Meet the Ambassador, the Ken Money by Happiness. So they have a Meet the Ambassador. They curate a playlist with other people. They created a student ambassador Wakelet flag based on the 6 C's of learning. They have a this or that kind of thing. And the funniest is like you'd have Chick-fil-A versus Popeyes, or Chick-fil-A versus whatever, or Coke versus Pepsi. And then they'd have things about just ideas. And what they're doing is they're learning to curate reliable resources in here. So this is really what it ends up being. And the thing that's great is nowadays your resume is your promise, but your portfolio is your proof. Colleges do not want to see just a piece of paper. So I know Honora went and submitted a QR code with her portfolio, and it helped her get in.
Yeah,
yes, like you can make a space of other spaces. It's just a matter of copying the link of the space and pasting it in to that space. Right. I think I have that too somewhere.
That's why we're saying don't get overwhelmed with some of these extra features, because like really once you start playing, you'll find which way Wakelet works for you. There's lots of different ways, but this is the one that you really want to play around with.
Thank you, Z, for, we have digital learning journals. That was created by Christina Holzweiss. You can look on that. The curating of sessions, when you go, perfect place to take all your notes and put all your resources.
Mhm.
is right there. And that's is what I did. Presenter information each day, all the different resources I received. And Karina, Q the librarian, did a collaborative one. And I think like 30 or 40 librarians added their notes into that collaborative space. So as you can see, we couldn't get to everything, but there's a lot of ideas there for you. And at the bottom, you'll notice right here, you have a code where you can scan that code or enter this website and you can leave feedback there. And then if you click on this link, you'll get a certificate from Wakelet for professional development credit. So that's what this was. So
Nice.
we included all that and you'll get
Nice.
credit. And there's the Wakelet Ambassador Program. You want to learn how to become, what is it, a member, a leader, and then an ambassador, and you get all swag and all that kind of good stuff. And that's us.
Wow, you covered a lot in that short period of time. Thank you guys so much. I told you guys, these are the Wakelet queens. That's what you all need to remember. They are the Wakelet queens, and please follow them online. So I'm
Yes.
constantly putting their link trees in, you know,
Yeah.
so
And
you can
yes,
connect with
Joyce
them
is
online.
correct. There is somewhere on my portfolio a list of over 100 and something librarians you can follow on Wakelet yourself. I'll try to add that link to this after.
All righty. Thank you so much. We got to jump into the next session.
Okay.
You guys are so great. Thank you again. And I'm going to
Thanks,
be watching this
Casey.
video.
Bye,
All right.
everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Take care. Bye bye now.